What is going on, everybody? My name is Jamie Shaw. I am the National Director of Recruiting here at Absolute Basketball. Very glad for y'all to be here today. If this is your first time here, if this is your first time on this channel, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. This channel is all about all things basketball. I mean, we do highlights, we do film breakdowns, we go live and talk about events. We try to do as many Q&As as possible. We do interviews with college coaches and elite high school players, college players, NBA draft prospects, and everything in between. So we want to be as interactive as possible. We want you guys to sit here and ask questions. So there will be a Q&A portion to this at the very end. So go ahead over here. Cam, I see you. What's up, man? Go ahead and put your questions in if you have any. We'll get to those at the end of this. What we're going to go over today is the Cp3 Elite Combine that I was at both days this weekend. And then we're going to go through the commitments of the region and offers that were given out throughout this past week. Let's go ahead and dive in. This past weekend, Team CP3 of the EYBL, based in Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Chris Paul's AAU program, held a combine, invite-only combine. They spent the weekend, Friday through Sunday, bringing in kids from all throughout the region, kids, I guess, that were in their program this past year or that they were trying to get in their program and all that type of stuff. In all, there was probably 50 or so kids that were in the gym. There were some 2021s who were there, and then all the way down to 2025 class. So it was a wide array. They were all mingled in together, mixed in together, and they were all playing with one another. I guess as the days were split up, they went through drill sessions, and they went through situational type stuff. Then they broke for lunch. They had some speakers, and then they played games. They were all intermingled on teams and whatnot with each other. It wasn't like all the 22s together, all the 23s together, and all that type of stuff. It was all mixed, 21 to 25. So in our recap here, we're going to go through who were the standouts, who was the player of the event, who were the breakouts, all that type of stuff. Overall, player of the event, Josh Smith. He is a 6'8", 2022 prospect. Currently attends Bull City Prep. He just transferred in here this year. Last year, he was at a boarding school up in Connecticut. Now he's down here. He spent, I believe, his 8th grade year down here in North Carolina. He just came back for this year, so he's at Bull City Prep now, and he's been racking in offers. I believe he's had 15 to 20 right now over these past couple months. What he is a high-energy, insanely high-energy player. Where he's going to make his money is his motor and his elite athleticism. He plays nonstop, almost like a bull in a china shop. He defends up and down the lineup, and he tries to dunk everything around the basket. Today, he showcased the ability, the willingness to take jump shots, and it looks like he's kind of implementing that into parts of his game. He's not necessarily, that's not necessarily a go-to weapon right now, but it looks like he's getting more and more comfortable with the jump shot, with the touch, with the footwork and the base of jump shooting within the flow of a game. And he showcased that comfort today. That's going to continue to go as, again, he's a 2022, so he's got 2 more years of high school ball theoretically and all that type of stuff too. But where he did what was just a hustle plays. He was unbelievable in just making plays. He shot, he shot high percentage shots. Try to dunk everything. Everything was downhill, attacking the basket. He did a good job protecting the rim. He did a good job defending, and really just kind of going up against bigger guys, going up against smaller guys. No matter what, the effort was always there. It lent him to be the player of the event, the player of the weekend for the CP3 Combine. In my eyes, going through. We're going to talk a little bit more about Ja later once we get to the offers and stuff, because he picked up offers this week as well. But going through to the standouts, these are the 5 next best players. Ja obviously was the best player of the event. The next 5, Gigi Jackson out of Ridgeview High School, Columbia, South Carolina. He is a 6'8", 6'9" forward, 2023 class. There was huge buzz about Gigi surrounding the entire event, possibly with a whole bunch of people talking about him being the best prospect in the entire thing that was there. He showed stuff off the bounce. He shot the ball well. He finished on the block. He blocked shots. He rebounded. Standing 6'8", 6'9", and his vast array, his versatility with the ball in his hands really showcased at a high level. And being one of the younger kids in camp, being one of the younger kids there, he still produced at a high level. And he's one of those guys who just does it throughout the flow of a game too. You don't really necessarily see it until you go back and watch, or you look at the stat lines, or you go back and watch the film, which I was able to just do. And it's just he produces after produce after produce after produce. Rebounds, blocks, points, jump shots, finishes at the rim, getting to the free throw line, et cetera, et cetera. He's still growing into his body. He's still getting bigger, thicker, stronger, more a better core, and all that. But the sky's the limit for him. Looking down, Tyler Lundblade. He's a new name in the state of North Carolina. 6'6" wing forward coming out of Texas. He transferred this year to go to Greensboro Day School. Incredibly skilled. He's a guy who plays with high IQ, a high motor, and a lot of skill. He averaged 28 per game last year at his team in Texas. I don't know when the last time Greensboro Day had somebody average 20 a game, but this kid could do it. I was very eager to walk into the gym and see him play because I'd heard about him before and I hadn't put eyes on him yet. I'd seen film and all that type of stuff, but when you're scouting, when you're looking at players and stuff, it's so much better to see him in person, up close and personal, talk to them a little bit, get a feel for how they, what they look like, how they move, and just how they interact kind of on the court, even off the court as well. And he checked every box both days. Got to watch him play 3 games, and he scored all over the floor. He attacked the paint, 2 feet in the paint, made the read. Whether it be a floater, whether it be a rim finish, whether it be a kick out to the open man, or whether it just be a pull-up jump shot. He did it all. He had the full array. He had the full arsenal, and it was good basketball to see with him. And I'm very excited to see what he does in North Carolina this year. Very excited to see how his recruitment goes as well. I know he's picked up a couple offers recently. I know Charlotte's recently offered, and he's got some more as well. It'll be interesting to see where things go with him being 6'6" and his ability to create offense like he does. Looking down at another standout, LJ Thomas. He just transferred in from Atlanta, Georgia area. He's a 6'2", 2022 point guard. Currently attends Bull City Prep, Charlotte. He's just a downhill, confident scoring point guard. He's got offers already from the likes of Mississippi State and a few others. Expect that to kind of be the norm for him, and expect him also to be considered as one of the top, if not the top point guard in North Carolina's 2022 class. Standing at 6'2", he's able to get to his spots. He's never rushed, plays with a great pace to him. He scores the ball at a high clip. He can shoot the ball really well. He's got some good stuff in the mid-range. He plays off of 2 feet. He's very compact. He's very balanced in his attack, and he finishes plays. He also caught a mean body. The last play of the entire event here. Came baseline, dunked on a kid. It's just a really, really good, solid overall event. But we've become accustomed to that because he's been doing that all summer. Playing AAU and just kind of fitting in and fitting into every situation that he's been in, and excelling. And this was no different. Very excited to see what type of year he has with Bull City Prep in Charlotte. And then Terquavion Smith. Farmville Central High School rising senior. He's an NC State commit. He was just recently ranked in the top 100 in the country by a couple services. I believe it was Rivals had him 99. But he's just electric. The electricity that Terquavion Smith has is unparalleled. His ability to just get buckets, to just come out on the floor. It's like, the old saying goes, God put me on this earth to just go out and get buckets. And that's kind of what Terquavion Smith is. He's a very athletic player. He's kind of like John Wall in the fact that he dunks with his left hand almost predominantly. When he's going downhill, he's very comfortable attacking left-handed and all that stuff. Pull-up jump shot, he could put it in from 30. Really quick release, always balanced, always ready to get the shot off. He drifts well with the penetration, and he's just an electric scorer. He's just an electric scorer. Easy to say. Now, if he's missing shots, he'll continue to keep shooting. He's the type of guy. I heard all the smoke this morning, the podcast that has Matt Barnes and Steven Jackson. I was listening to that on my way to the CP3 thing on my 2-hour drive there, and I can't remember who the guest was. Can't remember who it was, but they were the guest was Ja Morant, but they were talking about somebody else. But what they were saying was, he could go 0 for 36 in the game and still have the confidence that 37th shot is going to be the best shot in the world. And you got to have that. You got to have that to be an elite bucket getter. You got to have that short memory. People talk about short memories with shooters and bucket getters and all that type of stuff. And Terquavion Smith has that to the nth degree. So, He's going to be over at Farmville Central. Farmville Central is right in the middle right now of just an unbelievable run of basketball. He'll be the leader of that team. You know, obviously they have Leonte Moye and they have Josh Short and a whole host of other players over there. Larry Williford does an unbelievable job. So it'll be interesting to see how well they do. But expect Quavion to put up big numbers. He could chase 30 points a game this year and possibly exceed it. It'll be fun to watch how that goes. And then my fifth standout, Kenai Briggs, down at A.L. Brown High School, 2022 guard. He's just so crafty. He's one of those guys, you know, you have everybody sitting on the sideline watching. It's like, oh, I don't know, all this type of stuff. It's like, how does he – but he just produces. It's unbelievable. You know he's going to get in the paint. You know he's going to be crafty around the basket. You know, he's really adding court vision to his game now. So he's really seeing the floor. He's making great passes. He's always been sturdy. He's always been – you know, downhill and aggressive. But the vision has really been great. And his craft, he's finishing left hand, right hand now. You know, he's able to use the rim for protection to go underneath and finish and all that type of stuff. He's not an above the rim guy. You know, and the jump shot's coming around a little bit too. He made 2 or 3 of them today, actually, in the game that he played today. So it was you know, it was a really good, you know, really good showing for him again. It's what you've become accustomed to with Kenai Briggs. All of a sudden, it's like, I don't know. And then you look up, he's got 25 points, 9 rebounds, you know, 4 assists, a couple steals, and his team's winning. That's pretty typical Kenai Briggs. That's exactly what he did again this weekend against elite competition in this gym. You know, Kenai Briggs was the 5th. Now, obviously, those guys were not in order. Gigi Jackson, Tyler Lundblade, LJ Thomas, Terquavion Smith, Kenai Briggs. Those 5 standouts were not in order. But those were the 5 standouts outside of Josh Smith, and then breakouts. Breakouts are guys that are kind of either new to the area or guys that are younger, guys that expect a big uptick with their national recognition, in my opinion. Obviously, Tyler Lundblade will fall into that as well. Obviously, the transfer from Texas. Not a lot of people know him. He should pick up a ton of offers and all that type of stuff too, but he was also one of the best players in the event. So left him out here. The first one, Tiki Musaka. He is a transfer in from California this year. He's going to Jordan High School over with Rasheed Wallace. You know, he is a big, athletic guy, 6'10", runs the floor incredibly well. You know, he tries to dunk everything around the basket. He's very active. He's got good hands, blocks a lot of shots, good rim protector, moves his feet well. His motor's great. His length's great. His athleticism's great. You know, and his game's raw, but he does a lot of stuff really well. You know, when I say a lot of stuff, when I talk about the stuff that you're able to do, the hustle plays, the rim protection, you know, the getting in the passing lanes, the going after loose balls, the offensive rebounding, just kind of the hustle guy stuff, the tough guy stuff, the blue collar stuff that a 6'10" athlete, if he's able to do those, does big things. You look at his verbal commit page, he's got offers from the likes of Kansas and all that type of stuff. It'll be interesting to see. Obviously, he's playing with Rasheed Wallace. Rasheed Wallace, in my opinion, should be a Hall of Famer. In the NBA, you know, he's a champion. He played at UNC, you know, all this type of stuff. So it'll be fun to see how he develops under the tutelage of Rasheed, for sure. Then you go over to Christ Esadoko. Christ is how you pronounce his name. It's spelled like Christ, but it's pronounced Christ. Esadoko at Winston-Salem Christian, 6'10". He just moved in from France. Big, long guy. They called him Jokic all weekend. Incredibly skilled. His footwork's unbelievable on the block. His best attribute is his passing, actually. He had a few plays. You know, one of them, grab a rebound, dribble up the floor, full court pass, left hand, hit the guy on the dime. You know, as a 6'10" guy able to do that, everything off the block. You know, he was throwing hammer passes on the baseline, and it's just you know, just really impressive type stuff. His footwork, he's got touch out to 3. Offensively, he's really there. He's really advanced. Defensively, you know, he's kind of got a dad bod, as we were saying. So, you know, he's going to have to tighten up a little bit and do all that. And the American game is going to be different for him too. It's going to be a little fast, a little bit it's going to be in, you know, it's a little bit – the game is going to be faster. It's a little bit more compact in America and all that type of stuff too, once he gets to the higher level, once they get into games and stuff, the spacing is going to spread out, and he's going to become a whole lot more comfortable, probably a whole lot more effective and all that type of stuff too. Christ Asadoko, watch out for him. He's one of the top prospects in the 2022 class in North Carolina. Tiki Musaka also is probably going to end up being a top 10 player, if not top 5 in the 2022 class in North Carolina. Christ is probably going to be top 3, if not number 1 guy overall in 2022 in North Carolina. Brandon Gardner is another one. Great collegiate down in Columbia, South Carolina. A lot of talk this weekend about him being kind of a high school version of Montrezl Harrell. The athleticism, the pop, the length, the willingness to do the tough guy stuff. He's an incredible shot blocker. Also with that, he finishes everything around the basket. He's really added good stuff off the bounce too. He's got a great shot fake, 2 dribbles to the basket, attacks aggressively, gets to the free throw line a lot, and all that type of stuff too. He's just now scratching the surface as to how good he could end up being. But at the end of the day, his production, his hustle, his athleticism, his toughness, his pop is just too much to ignore right now. Now, he does have quite a few high major offers and all that type of stuff. Illinois, I know, is offered, and a few more. Expect that to continue to come. Expect the top 100 ranking to come and all that type of stuff for him as well at great collegiate school. Then Iverson King, he's a 2023 6'5" wing from Quality Education. He quietly just went about his business and did a lot of good stuff. He has great positional size, his skill. He can shoot the ball, get downhill to the basket, finish well at the rim, had a little bit of craft to him, had a little bit of pop and athleticism too as well. So being only a 2023 with his 6'5" size and, multi-dimensional skill set, it'd be very interesting to see how he continues to grow as a player. And then Donovan Atwell, 6'5" shooting guard at Davidson Day, did a lot of great stuff today. He's a noted shooter. For the past couple of years, he's been somebody catch and shoot. If he gets it off, it's over 50%. He's added a whole lot more to his game. He was running the point a lot for his team this weekend. Now, that's not going to be his natural position, but he did it, and he didn't look terrible in doing it. So possibly a secondary type of ball handler. He's still now strictly probably a 2. Got downhill, finished above the rim some, blocked some shots, moved his feet on defense. That's where I think this is going to be huge. Him going to Davidson Day. Ron Johnson is notorious for his man-to-man defense. So he's going to really learn how to move his feet, really learn how to play a team defense type role and all that type of stuff as well. So I'm really excited to see what Donovan Atwell does. He still shoots the cover off the ball. He's in the conversation for top shooter in the state of North Carolina as well. But adding the stuff off the bounce, adding his ability to defend and all that type of stuff too, it'll just enhance his prospect and everything. So shout out to CP3. Thank you, Steve Shelton. Thank you, John Adams. Spencer Pulliam was in there, had some stuff to do with it too, and all the coaching staff and everything as well with Team CP3. It was a high-class, well-run event. The organization of it was great. The roster stuff was great. Very open to the players, to talking with the media side of things and everything as well. So it was overall just a great, well-run event. Very excited to see what they have because obviously, too, you have this situation where like MJ Rice, Jaden Bradley, Jalen Hood-Schifino were in, their own campus at their new schools. You have Bradley at IMG, you have Montverde with Hood-Schifino, and you have MJ Rice at Oak Hill. All 3 of those players are top 25 players in the country. All 3 of those guys are CP3 guys, but they can't leave their campus because they're quarantined. And, once they're on campus, they can't leave and with COVID and all that type of stuff too. So, you continue to add those 3 guys to the mix. It's going to be very exciting to see what type of roster they put together for next year because there's a ton of talent in the gym here. So there you go. There you have it. Jai Smith, player of the event. Moving on to the standouts, Gigi Jackson, Tyler Lundblade, LJ Thomas, Jaquavion Smith, Kenai Briggs, and then the breakout players, Tiki Musaka, Christ Asadoko, Brandon Gardner, Iverson King, and Donovan Atwell. Guys, please continue. We're going to move on here to the recent commitments and all that type of stuff, all the offers that came out recently. Please go ahead and ask questions because after we get done with this, we're going to have a question and answer thing here within the thing. So go ahead. I see a couple of y'all already bringing some stuff in too. So please go ahead and continue to ask, continue to go ahead and go through it with all that stuff. And I greatly appreciate everything. Jumping right into it though, the commit of the weekend in the state of North Carolina, Breon Pass commits to NC State. I don't think this really surprised anybody once he committed, once he's announced his Final Four. You're looking out, probably came down to NC State and Providence. And then after NC State and Providence, following with NC State, staying local and everything, I think not getting out on visits and everything kind of played a factor in that as well. What's NC State getting? Well, Breon is a very athletic, and he can shoot the cover off the ball. He's tough. He's rugged. He's got great athleticism to him. He's quick twitch. Quick hands, quick feet and stuff. He really takes pride in defense. He averaged 3.1 steals per game last year. He's averaging 3.2 steals per game for his career throughout the 3 years. He's shooting 48% from three for his career as well. So he shoots the cover off the ball, elite level shooter, elite level defender, and he gets to his spots off the bounce, and he does the tough guy stuff too. He's a 7. I think he averaged 7.5 rebounds per game last year. A really tough rebounder. Sticks his nose in there and afraid to battle the bigs. He's also a high level football player. He's first team All-State in football, first team All-State in basketball as well last year in the state of North Carolina. Very, very rarely done, very hard to do. But Breon did it. He's got strong core. He absorbs contact in the paint. He touches the paint, makes great decisions, good reads, head up, great vision. What he is also is a leader, a natural leader. He really, makes his team better and is encouraging. He's going to be the face of the locker room. He's going to be a great teammate and all that type of stuff as well. So very excited for Breon. Breon's a great guy, one of a kind, just an unbelievable person. And, he chose the local school, chose NC State. It'll be fun to see how he goes on there to play. NC State's done a great job in the state of North Carolina recently. Obviously, last year they brought in Cam Hayes from Greensboro Day. They brought in Nick Farrar, Apex Friendship. They brought in Jalen Gibson from Grace Christian and Cary. They brought in Shaquille Moore from Moravian Prep. They also had Josh Hall, but obviously he's going to the NBA draft, so didn't come in. And then Breon just kind of continues that run there. So toughness, defense, and shooting. Kevin Keats likes all those things. Breon Press has all those things. So congratulations to him. Also, Jordan Wildey, MJ Wildey. 6'9". He's at Winston-Salem Christian. He's a Rock Hill, South Carolina native, committed to Iona. What Wildey is he's lengthy. He's got natural athleticism, and he can really shoot the ball. So there's a lot of stuff to do there. As he continues to develop, as he continues to get stronger, more confident in himself and all that type of stuff too, Rick Pitino will be able to do a lot of things with him. They'll be able to kind of roll him as a trail five. They'll be able to do some pick and pop stuff with him. He'll be able to stretch the floor in the corner as well. When he does go to the block, he's got some stuff to him. He's got the ability to kind of the jump hook over the left shoulder, and he's got some up and under stuff as well. Defensively, he can anchor a defense. He really needs to put on strength and all that type of stuff as well. But he does have rim protection ability. He does have great instincts in the passing lanes. He can move his feet and is switchable and all that type of stuff. Right now, he's almost like a ball of clay. Getting him up to Iona, it might take a year or so, but he could be molded into a very fine player up there. I know the Iona staff likened him to Walter McCarty, who Rick Pitino had at University of Kentucky. So it'll be interesting to see how he pans out and if he does actually morph into a Walter McCarty type of player. He can really shoot the ball and he can do all that type of stuff as well. So it'll be interesting to see how Wildey plays out up there in Iona. Congratulations to him. Very excited. I remember the first time I saw him, he was actually a freshman. This was prior to his reclass down at Rock Hill High School. He was 6'6" as a freshman and stuff, just ran well, and had the length and everything. It was super interesting to see. And he's really done a lot with his game and coming to what he is right now. So very excited to see how he continues to progress at Iona. Juswan Holt, St. Francis in Georgia, committed to Alabama. What he is a premier shot maker. We've said it many times. We'll continue to say it. One of the most valuable assets you can have as a basketball player is the ability to create and make shots. If not the most valuable thing you can have as a basketball player is the ability to create and make shots. And Juswan Holt is able to create and make them. This year on the AAU circuit playing with Team Dickerson, he played a lot on the ball. He initiated a lot of offense, and that only expanded his game. Playing with St. Francis this past year, he played with DeJuan Odom, who's going to Xavier. DeJuan was primarily on the ball. Juswan was typically off the ball and knocked down shots. I mean, standing at 6'6" with length, he has a very vibrant feel to his game. He's got good length to him. He's got good athleticism and fluidity to his game and all that type of stuff. Now, coming in with Team Dickerson this summer, especially toward the latter half of the summer, he had to play on the ball a lot. He had to initiate the offense a lot. And that kind of expanded his game. He was a little bit of a fish out of water at first. Got a little bit more into it, and by the end of the time, he looked pretty good doing it. So there's some secondary handle ability that's there, but make no mistake about it, he will always be a shot maker, a shot creator, shot maker off the bounce. And 6'6". Expect a lot from him. I know Oates at Alabama likes shooters. They really put a premium on guys being able to shoot the ball and length on the wing, and Holt has both of those. So picked a good fit. It'll be interesting to see how it continues to play out. I'm excited to see what he does at St. Francis for his senior season as well. But congratulations to him. Congratulations. Excited to see how his career continues to play out. And then Miles Kelly committed to Georgia Tech this past week in the hometown school. He's originally a Georgia native, transferred for his senior year up to Hargrave under the uncertainty of what COVID's going to do. If he was going to be able to play or not. But what Miles Kelly is a bucket getter. He can score the ball, plain and simple. He scores the ball. He's got that in his game. And that's going to be huge for Georgia Tech, because they just need people to be able to score it. They're in the ACC. They need guys that are difference makers. Miles is somebody that caught a lot of buzz this summer, I believe, going into the COVID. I don't think he had any offers. Now he ended up picking Georgia Tech with over 10 offers to his name and everything. So it was a great quarantine for him. He really did a good job promoting himself, getting himself out there. Letting coaches see his game, see him play, and all that type of stuff, and they loved it. But what he does is he gets buckets, he scores points. He's going to go up to Hargrave this year, play that big national schedule, continue to get better, where they do nothing but march, study, and play basketball. So he'll have that for an entire year. And it'll be fun to see how he progresses this year, and then heads into Georgia Tech. I think there's going to be stuff where he's able to get on the floor early there and make a difference early with what they're doing there at Georgia Tech. So congratulations again to Miles. Very excited to see what he does this senior year, how he continues to progress this year at Hargrave, and then what he does going into Georgia Tech. As I said, I think that he picked a really good spot, and he should have a good season there. Offers that were handed out: Miles Rice, the Atlanta Celtics this summer, got a Washington State offer. I believe that's his first Power 5 offer. He had a huge summer this year. He's a lengthy, aggressive guard, gets downhill and just makes plays. He's one of those guys who keeps pressure on you. He's a high IQ guy and just keeps pressure on you on both sides of the floor. One of those guys that goes to one of those Washington State type of schools, not a traditional power, not that, and then ends up having a hell of a career, and wins a lot of games and has a blip kind of in the radar of this type of school where they knock off a couple big games and the school is on the rise. Miles had a great summer and he's only getting better. So he got a Washington State offer. Tristan Alexander transferred from North Mech down to Hartsville High School. He's the younger brother of Duncan Alexander, who was just announced his transfer from Charleston Southern. Alexander is 6'7". Tristan, the little brother, is 6'1", 6'2". He really shoots the ball. That's his kind of thing. He really shoots the ball. He can handle the ball some too. He can get you into sets. I believe he would be classified probably as a combo guard, a 2-1 combo guard, more comfortable as a shooting guard, but can get you into sets and can initiate and all that type of stuff too. So he's only a 2023 prospect, I believe, so it'll be fun to watch him. He might be a 2022. But he's an underclassman. He's either 22 or 23, but he's going to be fun to watch him continue to progress as he moves forward, gets to a new school. Down there at Hartsville, he'll be playing with Cesar Edwards. They got Jabari too, got the Xavier offer as well, the 2023, and then they got the big 2023 6'5" kid as well. So doing down there with Yusuf English continues to churn out players. Tennessee Tech was the offer he got. Josh Smith, who we mentioned earlier, 6'8" Bull City Prep, 6'8", 6'9" Bull City Prep. He was the player of the event at the CP3 camp. Now he's got a Seton Hall offer to his name. Just picked that up this week. His recruitment steadily improved. It went from mid-major to mid-plus, and now he's constantly getting the high major stuff. So good for Ja. Christ Essendoko, who we also mentioned earlier, one of the breakout players. We mentioned him being one of the top 3 guys in the state of North Carolina's 2022 class, along with Josh Smith, who's also in that conversation, the top 3 as well. Will Christ pick up a Wake Forest offer? He just came over from France probably 2 months ago, 1 to 2 months ago. He's picked up 4 or 5 offers since then. Obviously they hadn't played. He played in one AAU event. I was fortunate enough to be able to see him play there, and then I saw him for 3 games this weekend as well. So I got a pretty good feel as to what he is. And oh my gosh, his upside's crazy. He's incredibly skilled, touch, vision, can shoot the ball. His footwork's unbelievable and stuff too. I can't wait to see where his stuff goes. He's got top 100 type stuff with him, just like Ja. Both those guys are top 100 type of prospects too in the 2022 class as well. Not many people know about him. I don't even know if many people even have him ranked yet. I don't do public rankings. If I did, both of them would be in the top 3 in that class as well. Top 100 type of guys. Addison Archer, 2023 prospect. He just transferred into Victory Christian School in Charlotte. 6'8", and he is a jumping jack, an absolute athlete, head at the rim type of athleticism stuff. He's still just scratching the surface as to who he is as a player, what he is, and all that type of stuff. But his athleticism gets him a lot of production alone. He also can shoot the ball a little bit and has all that type of stuff to it too. But he's still expanding the ball skills, still expanding the jump shot. This was his first offer, the 1th offer. Expect many more to come. 2023 out of Victory Christian School. As I said, he's a highlight film. I mean, shot blocker, great motor, good pop to his game, and tries to dunk everything as well. And then Ife Ukochukwu, Covenant Day School, played with Team Curry this summer, 6'10". He picked up his first offer as well. Rice. Ife is he's a lengthy, runs the floor well, kind of affects the game around the basket, dunk stuff, good hands, finishes around the rim as well. So those are all the offers. Those are all the things that were put out this week, offers and commitments this week from the area guys, a little bit of recap on them. And let's go over here to the questions. We see Mont. Looks like DeMarco Dunn will be at Tar Heel next week. Mont, yes. Guys, if y'all have any more questions, please feel free to go ahead and do them. I'm going to answer these ones that they have right here. And then if, I'll answer whatever y'all have over here. So please go ahead and feel free to shoot them through and all that type of stuff. We'll start with Mont. Looks like DeMarco Dunn will be at Tar Heel next week. That's what everybody's saying. Talking with college coaches who are also recruiting him. Obviously, his top 7 was, let me see if I can ring this off, UNC, Arizona, Vanderbilt, Georgia, Clemson, and 2 others. Talking with a couple of those coaches, everybody feels like it's UNC. Obviously, I have not heard it directly from the kid yet, but there's a lot of smoke around the UNC thing. So it looks like DeMarco Dunn will be at Tar Heel next week. That's a great pickup for UNC. They've had a lot of players like him. They've had a lot of success kind of with guys like him, Brandon Robinson, Kenny Williams, even going back to Cam Johnson, all that type of stuff of those shooting guards who can really shoot the ball. DeMarco Dunn is an elite shooter, one of the premier shooters in the country. So he kind of fits that role really well. I think he's very underrated. He's very underrated within the overall realm of the national recruiting thing. He's got an elite translatable skill, and he also has the potential to possibly continue to move forward and continue to look, pro type stuff if he continues to improve. McLean Anderson. What did you think of ECU commit Alexis Reyes to go along with the current class? McLean, I think Alexis fits perfectly with that class. What he provides is elite shooting. He stands about 6'7", 6'8", and he can really, 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 really shoot the ball. He'll probably play in a stretch 4 role. He might be able to eventually move into the 3-man type of thing. With the 7-footers that they have coming in, they already have the guards in place, with Noah Farrakhan and RJ Felton and all that type of stuff as well. But he had some size and he had some real ability to shoot the ball. If you remember McLean, obviously, as you're an ECU fan as well, ECU didn't shoot the ball very well last year from the floor. So RJ Felton can shoot the ball pretty well too. And then Alexis Reyes can really, really shoot the ball. He's going to be one of the premier shooters probably within the league there. Some people suggest that he's a little bit like Aaron Falzon, who came through kind of the similar program in the Northeast and then went to Northwestern to play his college ball as well too. So I think that Alexis was a great pickup. I think that he is going to look really good there. He's somebody who was previously in the top 100. I think I just saw Van Coleman just came out with his top 100 list, and Alexis was in his top 100. I know he was in the top 100 last year as well too. So that was another great get for ECU. George Wright Easy's done a great job closing these players and really going out and getting guys and stuff. Now they're stacking classes, bringing in Noah Farrakhan last year. The 7-footers they have, the big guys are really kind of progressing and becoming players now. Obviously, you still have Jaden Gardner who's going to be there as well. And they've done a good job outside of that, filling in the holes and everything. J.J. Miles and the JUCO guards and all that type of stuff as well. So Alexis Reyes was a great get. Obviously, him being a young kid as well, they can groom him, and they'll have him for however many years he's there. Did you hear about the Big Shots event in Rock Hill? Cam, I did not. Let me know. Hit me in the thing here. So what you heard about it, guys? Q&A stuff going on here. Getting through all these questions. If you have any more, please go ahead and fill it out. Yes, sir. BG. Rain Hoop. Shout out to you. Go Heels. Baca 439. Did Dillingham participate in the CP3 Combine? If so, how did he do? He did not. I believe he played in Rock Hill with Team Eat. So he was not at the CP3 event. I believe he was in Rock Hill with Team Eat. Prodigy Hoops, do you think another big player will join Mikey Williams at Lake Norman? That's the plan. The plan is Prodigy. The guy's name I do know. I don't know if it's going to happen yet or not. It hasn't been announced. There's over a 50% chance that he's coming, but he is a 5-star. He is not from this area and all that type of stuff too. So that is the plan as of right now. It's not 100% done deal yet, but as you well know, big-time players like to play with one another too, and there is no bigger name in high school basketball than Mikey Williams right now too. So, yes, there is another guy who's on the horizon that they're trying to get done. As to whether or not he comes, we'll see. Should know something maybe by end of this week, if not next week, into this coming week, into next week, and we'll see. But yeah, so good stuff, guys. It seems that I guess that's everything. Anybody got anything else? Anybody trying to jump in here at the last second with any Q&A? If so, go ahead and put it in. I'll go ahead and close out and that type of stuff too. If you throw it in there, I'll answer it if you get it in. But thank y'all guys very much for tuning in again. My name is Jamie Shaw. I am the National Director of Recruiting here at Absolute Basketball. If this is your first time here, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And if you think that anybody that you know would like to listen to this, please go ahead and let them please go ahead and share this with them. Let them see it as well too and everything. If you would also go ahead and hit me up on DMs or whatever the case may be. My Twitter is at JamieShaw5. My Instagram is at Jamie_Shaw5. I'll try to get to as many Q&As as I possibly can. I love the interaction. I love being able to talk and ask and converse and all that type of stuff as well. So go ahead with that. I want to shout out Brandon Blakeney for getting me on his radio show earlier this week. I want to shout out Brian Rosefield for getting me on his podcast earlier this week as well. Guys, go ahead and make sure y'all check them out as well. I want to shout out Andre Gray for letting me be the key speaker on his Zoom call this past week as well. So, if anybody has any type of podcast and all that type of stuff too, please reach out. I love having these conversations and interacting and answering questions and all that type of stuff too. So make sure you check it out. Again, go ahead, subscribe, go ahead and hit the like button and do all that type of stuff as well. Did you see my 2025 list I sent you on Twitter? Rain Hoops, I did not. I had not seen it yet. When did you send it? Was it recent? Let me check right now, actually. See if it's there. No, I did not. I did not see it. If you would go ahead and send it again. Yeah, go ahead and send it again. I didn't see it. Hit me on the DMs and stuff. And I will be excited to look at it. I saw a few 2025s. 2025 is not a class that I'm really in depth in yet. I'm just now starting to really get introduced to the 2024 class, and I've seen a bunch of the high-level guys there too. So 2023, 2022, 2021, I'm really knowledgeable on, really in depth on, and have dove deep in and all that type of stuff too. So 2024, I'm really starting to dive into. In 2025, I don't have as much knowledge in those yet. So I'm very excited, to see that more. I know CP3 is having another one next week for the middle school guys. I know Spencer Pulliam's helping them put that on for middle school players next week. So very excited to possibly see if I can get out and see that. Maybe not. I don't know. My fall league next week starts. Want to shout that out. Anybody who is in the Rock Hill, Fort Mill area, we're going to be at the Comenia School. We have 18 teams that are playing in it. Players that are playing in the event are from Independence. They're from Hickory Ridge. They're from Carmel Christian. They're from Cox Mill. They're from Ardrey Kell. They're from Kings Mountain. Players who are playing in the event are some elite players with high major stuff all the way down to D2, D3 stuff. It is open to college coaches. Non-D1 coaches are able to attend, but they must pre-register. D1s, we will be streaming it as well. All the guys that will be playing in it, you'll be able to see also. It is also open to the public. So make it out there if you want to see it. It'll be each Sunday in October. So all 4 Sundays in October, we'll start at 5 o'clock. We'll end at 9 o'clock. And I hope to see all you guys there. But until next time, thank y'all very much for tuning in. Again, I am Jamie Shaw. This is Absolute Basketball, and we'll see you next week.